Okay, so I want to share a few things about procrastination. I tried yesterday already, but then something else happened, and so I couldn't get to it. But I think that, first of all, what I want to say is that I think the word itself is a problem. It's actually a very long word. And that, of course, is potentially part of the problem. It's symptomatic of itself, and that could be really bad news. I mean, just saying the word is exhausting. I don't think I can speak it all in one breath. And just trying to spell it out is potentially tiring too. So no wonder it's such a powerful stress factor and potentially a demotivator. As a rule, I would say that if it's too big or too much initially to take in or take on, it helps to break things down to a manageable size. So if I divide procrastination into syllables or smaller blocks, let's see what happens if it's better and perhaps more workable. So that would make it procrastination. Or we could divide it differently. Procrastination, following 3 letters, syllables, so not real syllables. Procrastination. But all in all, there's still a lot of things to deal with and to organize. And also, now that I have syllables, my mind is starting to buzz in all directions because it's to do with associations, all sorts of things that I can connect up with these syllables. So then, where do I start? Would I start at the start? I start with pro or cra. Or how about tin? Okay, so is the root of procrastination, is that about metals? Like, for example, chemicals, chemical reaction, chemical responsiveness? I mean, that feels sort of logical. There's something there. But also it says here that tin is soft enough to be cut with little force. A bar of tin can be bent by hand with little effort. Well, that's interesting. Tin is a soft, malleable, ductile, and highly crystalline, silvery white metal. That's a really beautiful phrase. I'll say it again. Tin is a soft, malleable, ductile, and highly crystalline, silvery white metal. When a bar of tin is bent, a crackling sound known as the tin cry can be heard from the twinning of the crystals. That's so mysterious, a crackling cry. It's so evocative. I never thought of metal as crying. But of course, thinking about it, of course, is deep within the earth. So with the intensity of extraction from metal ores. So yes, metal can cry and does cry. In fact, it's the depth of the earth that cries. But then, what about twinning? What does that mean? Twinning of crystals, is it joining or replicating? I could research it. I could set up a small chemistry set in my kitchen. I just don't know where I can find a bar of tin, but... Okay, so there's 2 questions relevant to this experiment around procrastination. First, what is the twinning of tin crystals? And how does tin cry? Or rather, how do crystals cry? And so you see, this is how, while trying not to write up my accounts, not to start on my project, not to prepare my meeting, I've discovered something really precious about the world and the mysterious accuracy of language and my own timing within it, since I was the one who's just there to catch it. The fact that joining crystals makes soft metal cry, and that it's all about bending. So, having clarified this, I think it makes it slightly easier to go back to the starting point, to the long word, and to find pleasure in tackling what needs tackling. Because this time, you know how to do it. You do it one syllable at a time, one line of account at a time, one email, one appointment at a time. You follow one movement, 1 minute, 1 hour, until you forget all about counting and you just follow the task and bring it to a close. So one could say that procrastination happens when we forget to count, because procrastination is all about being overwhelmed and looking for an out. As we've seen, looking for an out can be super productive, because actually it can be an in. Counting and lettering seems to bring up the mysteries, that the earth cries from extractions at the heart of language is a reminder of the intricate interconnectedness of things and beings, and this is crucial. So to break up one large or tedious or overwhelming task into tiny bits of shiny metals, in fact, frees me up to remember why I do what I do, why you do what you do. It gives it a larger context or application in the long run.